It's kind of chilly out here today. I'm all bundled up. I'm sitting here on my day bed. And I basically just wanted to talk about some things that has been going through my brain. And I know we all talk about having peace and harmony and things like that. And that is my ultimate goal. It's not. I have no goals of being wealthy, which I would like to be wealthy. I'm not saying I wouldn't. I mean wealthy as in oodles of money. I'm wealthy in I got a home. I got everything I need. I got some of the things that I want. And I live out in the country where I don't have to deal with a bunch of people. The only time I have to deal with a bunch of people is when I have to go inside a grocery store or a thrift store or something like that. And on here. And but I have concluded that there's just not too much more I'm going to worry about, which we're not supposed to worry anyway. But I don't even want to use the word worry. Be concerned and get disturbed about what other people say, about what other people do, what I hear on the news, what I hear on YouTube, what I read in a book. I'm not going to let that get to me anymore, or at least I'm going to try not to. But my main goal is to have peace and harmony and love in my life. And the only way that's going to happen is for me to go within, like we were taught 2,000 years ago by a man that everybody knows today as Jesus, which they've changed that poor man's name so many times. That's just like if you was to go back in time and meet some of the people that was back in that time, and you was to mention Jesus, they'd say, huh? Who? They wouldn't know who you were talking about. That's just like today if somebody said, like in Spanish, my name, they say my name as Josie. And if somebody was to come up to you and say, do you know where Josie Walker is? And, well, who's that? Is what you'd say. Well, no, we don't know no Josie Walker. And so there's many nations that don't even know what you're talking about when you mention the name Jesus. His name was changed many times because as time went over time, people changed their way of thinking. And they wrote books, and they put their ideas down in books, and people just gathered it up because people are so gullible, for one thing, that they'll believe anything that they see written because it must be true. It must be gospel. And I have an ant crawling around on, hold on a minute. And they take that as truth. So for me, my goal is to start peace and love in my own life so it'll spread out. Because I'm telling you folks, the world is not going to stop the wars. They're not going to stop all the whatever's going on in the world until we start at home. Till we go within and stop all the things that we were programmed with as a child, and as we grew up, and all the different things that we've read and took as gospel, and took as the facts and as the truth. Like that teacher said, go within and find out what makes you tick. Find out what the creator, the universe, source, the main source, whoever the source was that meant for us to be on this planet, wanted for our individual lives. To bring peace and harmony, love. There's not going to be no stopping the wars and stuff as long as there's no love on this planet. And if there was true, honest love, then people wouldn't want to harm anybody else. There wouldn't be no wars. And so how can we do that? Well, first of all, we got to find out what love is, what real love is. And you've heard the scriptures talk about God is love. Well, real love is godly. I don't know how else more to explain it than that. If you have real love towards everything on this planet, you will bring no harm whatsoever to another individual, another creature. You would want everything and everybody to live a harmonious life. And so I think the first step everybody needs to do is to find out what real love is. And of course the scriptures do teach you what real love is in 1 Corinthians, and I'm not sure what the exact verses are. But it teaches you in there what real love is. It's never demanding, for one thing. And here we are here in the United States demanding that this other country over here do this, just like all the other countries do. I mean, I'm not saying just the United States is doing it. I'm saying it's done all over the world. That these different individuals get an idea in their head, and it's got to be done their way or no way at all, without any love in it. If there was real love in it, it would go in a whole totally different direction. If they were teaching love in school instead of all this other junk that they're teaching and what they've been teaching all their life, I think that if they're going to teach anything from the Bible in school, like every morning when I was a kid and in school, the teacher would read a chapter in the Bible. And I don't know what good that did anybody, not really. If they're going to read a scripture, then read 1 Corinthians about what love is. Define what love is. And then also, you know, if you're connected to the love within you, then you're going to be able to bring peace and harmony to the world. Not just maybe one individual, but if everybody was taught what real love is, plus, if everybody knew on this planet that what you speak out of your mouth and what you imagine in your head is going to happen, if everybody knew that concept, then maybe they'd watch what they were speaking out, the hate they were spewing out, Because when you hate something, like just like if you hate another country, now everybody in that country's not what you're hating, but everybody in that country gets gets the energy from that hate you're spewing, but it comes back on you. It's like a boomerang. So what you spew at another country is going to come back on our country, your country, their country, whatever. So if we could teach that stuff in school, you will have what you say, you will create situations out of your imagination, and if there's no love in that imagination, then naturally you're going to create hate. If all you got in your imagination is hate towards anything and everybody, everything and anybody, then the universe has laws in it that bounces that back to you, and it's going to bring that in on you somehow, some way. Even if it's walking out out on your steps and you falling down your steps. They call that karma, but the Bible calls it you will reap what you sow. So what you're sowing with your mouth, your imagination, because it starts in your imagination first, in your thought process about, oh, I hate that person, and this is, or whatever it is they're doing, and you're sitting there looking at them, and you're stirring up inside yourself, well, look at their shoes. Well, look at their gestures. That's just like you ever see those commercials about, you see a guy that's drinking a cup and he's sipping and he's got his little finger out like that. My God, people have taken that and turned that upside down like, oh, he must be this or he must be that. Look at that. Look at how fast. Yeah, you know, so once we get those thoughts going on in our head, then we can turn, well, I hate that. I hate that. I hate that. And you start spewing it out, but it comes back on you because you're not, and even if, and when you're spewing out good, you're talking good, that good will come back to you too. But that hate bounces right back, that love bounces right back. So if we were taught in school all across the world about these two particular things, then the world would change. So, but that's my goal in life, folks, is to bring complete and total peace into my life so that I can speak it out on here and in my life and in my family's life and in anybody I come in contact with, so that it'll bounce back to me good, but it'll also bless other people. That's just like, I was thinking something. Whenever I go into a store and the cashier asks you, how you doing today? Well, I say, great. I'm doing awesome. How you doing? Never once have I heard somebody come back and say, well, I'm doing great. I'm doing awesome. No, I'm doing all right. Or I'm fine. Or I'm here. Not one time. And I was thinking about that, and I almost said it to a couple of them. Well, you mean to tell me you're not doing great? How come you're not doing great? And so if people could just get it into their head, all right, you don't have everything you want or don't have anything you desire to make your life upgraded and better, but you are doing great for what you've got. They have a job. And that's one thing they could have said. Well, I'm doing great because I've got a job. I'm doing great because I've got a roof over my head and I can pay my rent. It just, I don't know. I mean, of course, and I once was like that too. Oh, woe is me. And sometimes it seems like that's what I'm being on here, but I'm not. I'm just letting you know, hey, Joy is in pain today, and she's got to work through it. But also to show you all that regardless of whether I'm in pain or not, or whether I'm depressed or not, I will get through this. I will push through one way or the other. And I won't sit and sulk forever. So we've got to start with us if we truly want peace and harmony all around the world. People have got to stop wanting to conquer another country for different various reasons. And I don't know what the whole deal is about Iran and Israel and everything. Everybody trying to get everybody on their side. Well, I'm not on anybody's side that is talking killing and conquering and war and rumors of war. I'm not on anybody's side for that. I'm on the side of peace and love and harmony. So that's what my goal is. My goal is to settle my home within my parameters with peace and harmony, that if anybody walks in here, they're going to feel the love and the peace and the harmony. They're not going to see and notice that I'm limping or it's hard for me to get up out of the chair. All they're going to feel is the love, and that is what I'm aiming for, folks. So I hope that all of us, everybody that believes that the scriptures are vital, then please start following them. Do no harm to somebody else. And we do harm to other people with our mouth, with our thoughts, with the energy that comes off of us. Stop looking at other people with hate. Use your empathy and compassion and try to see past what's making them the way they are. We make them the way they are with what we think. Find something good about somebody and speak it over and over and over. If you believe you can, or if you believe you can't, you're right. You all have a great day. We'll talk to you later.